folks.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Al?
How you doing?
Terri. I know.
Y'all early. All my other guests, they come on 2 after, 3 after y'all. I was still trying to get set up. How's it going?
It's going fine. Pretty good. I got a slight headache, but it's good.
Oh, okay. How's the weather in Texas?
Today, about 40.
Okay.
Tomorrow, it might be 20.
It might be.
Next week, it'll be up to 95. It changes.
Okay. Yeah. We woke up this morning to a little bit of snow. I'm like, wait a minute. It was kind of warm yesterday. I woke up and it was just completely covered outside. I'm like, oh my. But it actually had already started melting.
Are you still where are you? You in Detroit?
I'm still in Detroit.
Okay, I thought it was. I thought y'all got an ice storm.
We did a couple of days ago, but it has since melted. It was so weird how it happened because it just came all of a sudden, and then it was ice everywhere on the power lines, the trees, the grass, everything. And then the very next day, we started to thaw out. But the crazy part, it was still ice and everything on the trees, and then it started to warm up, and then like an hour later, it was all gone. I mean, completely gone. Like
so it did a Texas thing because that's sometimes that happens in Texas. But lately, the ice been staying around for about a week. Yeah, the ice over and it'll stay here for about a week.
Okay.
It's been real weird.
Yeah, so it's been absolutely but hey, you're used to it. It's Michigan weather, so we already know how that goes down, So again, appreciate you guys coming on to our 5th episode of Black Marriage Chronicles. It's funny now. I hope you guys understand the assignment. I think I talked to Bridget a little bit. She told me that she said, hey, we got a bunch of those It's funny now moments. So hopefully you guys can share that. But before we get started, again, I do want to thank you for coming on and allowing us into your life, into your marriage, and hopefully being able to share some gems that we can hopefully share with the audience who are watching this, and hopefully they can glean something from this and put it to work in their marriage, or for those who are looking to get married, to be able to use these tools to hopefully navigate and let them know marriage is not easy, but it can work as long as you put in the work.
I agree. We agree.
All right, so before we get started, we do have a couple of Black inspired games that we want to play kind of throughout the episode today while we're talking. Normally this lasts maybe about an hour, but if we talking, I thought the therapist was going to be on today, but she wasn't able to make it. But so the game is called Culture Tags. If you choose to play this game, you do have a chance to call a lifeline if you want, but I need to see them. So that means they need to be on the FaceTime or something because they can't Google nothing. But if you want to play this game, we can do this one. And then we have another one that's called Naughty Nice, if you want to play this one. And then we have another one that's called Tonight, Let's Talk. So I just want you ladies to, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and decide now which game you want to play, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'll pull a couple cards and we'll talk about it throughout our conversation today.
It's up to you. You choose whatever.
Let's see, naughty or nice.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear. Okay. I was thinking to myself, naughty or nice, or
So Terri called it.
Well, I was
Naughty, not nice tonight.
Naughty or nice. Naughty, it's called Naughty Nice. All right, so while I'm looking through a couple of these cards, I'm gonna shuffle some stuff up because I want to make sure I'm not regurgitating anything from the last couple sessions that I have. Because actually, with the exception of the couple last week, everybody has chosen Naughty Nice. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and give us a little context about your marriage, how long you've been married, your family. Are there any children involved? Are you guys looking to have children? Give us some background.
No, we're not trying to pull a brat over here.
Not trying to pull
the brat. We ain't trying to. We're too old for that.
Terri, let me say this, Terri. I worked with your wife. We used to work at the Y, and it was very few times I ever seen her smile. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's always straight face. That is messed up. Come on.
No, but you know what it was when I first met her? Bridget was straight faced. Like it took her a minute to warm up to me. You know what I'm saying? We talked.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it took you a minute to warm up to me, and then we would talk. Talk when we wasn't training with clients, and then I saw her laugh. But when I tell you, she was straight faced. She was about business.
She's serious. That's how she was when I met her too. So
yeah,
I'm always about business until I'm not.
I would ask her, and she would be willing to share her whatever knowledge she has. She'd be willing to share, but she would be straight faced, like, oh my God, do I ask her or do I don't ask her?
Do I swipe right or do I swipe left?
Right. But once she warmed up to me, she got a chance to know me. Her guard came down a little bit, and we was cool. We was cool. But it took a minute. I had to prove myself.
That's how you was with a profile. Yeah.
So that's that. Did you hear Terri?
So I met her. We actually met online.
Okay.
And I was just seeing what was out there. Wasn't really taking it seriously. So it was one of those profiles where you swipe left or swipe right if you're interested.
Okay.
So when I went on her profile, it's pretty much like you said, and she was like really direct, like she didn't play no games and stuff like that. And I almost swapped left on her because she was just like, she was real particular on what she was looking for and stuff like that. So I don't even think I responded.
No, I responded.
Yeah, I think I left it alone.
She did swipe left. She swiped left.
Yeah, she was too serious. I was like, I said, it's not gonna work.
But it was OkCupid, and on OkCupid you could see who was looking at your profile. So I saw that she was peeking.
But her whole paragraph, it just kind of scared me a little bit because she was all about just basically how she was when you was working with her. So I was like,
it's Terri, right?
Terri.
Yeah, Terri. So tell me something, Terri. What did her profile say? Like, you said she was direct what she was looking for. What was it?
I can't even remember. I wish I kept it.
It was
just like
to the T what she was looking for.
Oh yeah, she described to the T what she was looking for, like, and I wasn't sure what I was looking for. I was just looking for, but basically she wasn't about no game. She was just straightforward, just really, really direct. And I was like, she's super serious. I just didn't even want to waste her time. Serious. So definitely. So
let me just interject here with a little backstory of why I was super serious. Because as you know, if you've ever been on one of those dating sites, you could get catfished. Okay. And I had just been catfished. So I went off of OkCupid and I came back on with a different mindset. So after being catfished a couple of times, I was like, okay, so let me just say what I'm gonna say. My profile was basically, hey, I'm looking to date casually, seriously, blah, blah, blah. But I think it was probably along the lines, if you are not in so many words, catfishing me, or basically if you was trying to screw with me, I was gonna find out. I had ways of finding out. So I was trying to keep the catfishers at bay and only serious takers. So that's why I was the way I was.
Did you either of you guys, what that remind me of? Did either of you see that movie Peppermint with what is her name?
Yes. I see that.
That's when Bridget was talking. That's what I was thinking of. She was gonna find you and she was gonna hunt you down and make your life miserable.
That's what I took from her profile.
Hey, I can see her putting a little black paint up on her eyes. I'm about to find this, and then we gonna have it out.
That's how her profile felt.
I just was tired of the silliness and people who would get on there that was married or in relationships already, and not really looking for nothing serious.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Bridget. Prior to your getting on this dating site, because I've never been on a dating app, so I'm not for sure quite how that works. But prior to getting that, it sounded like you had some bad experience on that. But was Was your mindset prior to going on the dating app because of maybe some bad relationships you had prior to the dating app, or it was just like that period because you've been catfished on the dating app?
No, I have been catfished on the dating app, and it was not. Coming out of a relationship, I had been out of the relationship for like a year or whatnot, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back on the dating scene. I'm gonna see what this is all about. A friend was like, hey, let me hook you up, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do it on my own. So I was trying to do it on my own, and the first time out, I got catfished a couple of times, and I was green. I was green to the online dating scene, and I got catfished. So that's why I went so wrong.
I've heard about catfishing, so help me understand what exactly is catfishing and how does that work? Because I'm
being lied to. You're being straight lied to.
Okay.
They send you. They send you a picture, and it's not really them. They reel you in. You up all night talking to this person, or you engaging,
wasting your time,
and they are an imposter. They are an imposter. So, and that's how my profile came off. Like I will find out that you're an imposter and not So that's what she was reading through. But like I said, OkCupid allows you to see who's been looking at your profile.
Yeah.
She looked really, really innocent in that little picture that she had put on her profile. And I was like, and she talking about she was a personal trainer now. So I was talking about she liked to work out. So I was like, let me investigate this.
I was studying to be a
Bridget, listen,
trainer.
my wife did the same thing. When we first started dating, she was going to the gym with me faithfully. Now, she didn't say she was a personal trainer, but she was at the gym with me faithfully. I mean, up in the morning, bright. Now, as we get a little bit more serious, that started to tail off a little bit more and more. Then to one point, hey, you on your own. I was like, oh, for real? That's what we doing. She was like, hey, I got you. Nah, I'm not getting up going to no gym with you.
I was faithful.
That's what she did.
I was faithful at the gym.
I can't get her in the gym right now. She give me all kinds of excuses. I'm too hard. I'm too mean.
You are mean.
So
Terry, I'll say this too. My wife will not, and it's so funny because people say your husband is a personal trainer. Why won't you work out with him? She was like, nope. No. Now, mind you, we've been to the gym before. Well, like I told you, prior to us getting married, dating, she was going to the gym. I know she was doing what she thought what it was going to take to get me or whatever. I get that. But and I've seen this myself. Bridget, I know me and we can attest to this, where you've seen people in the gym with their spouses or their boyfriend or girlfriends, and then you looking like, okay, you're not going to get him or her to respond if you acting like that. You know what I'm saying? But I never saw myself like that when I'm working with my wife. But apparently she like, I'm not about to lay next to you and you've been in there trying to tell me what to do. Like she was like, nope, I can't do it. And I've heard that from multiple people. Like I had a client the other day. She said she tried working out with her husband. She was like, nope, it didn't work. She said, I ain't like how he was talking to me. I ain't like nothing about it. So I said, cut it. She was like, nope.
That's one reason. That's the reason.
Take everything I say.
They do.
Personal.
I'm sorry, Terry. I have to be an advocate of.
I'm working out with her, and she was like, "You can do more than that. Stop being soft." And I'm like, "Do you tell it to your clients?"
Yes.
She do. Hey, Terry, she ain't lying. She said she do. I done heard her. And listen, she had a client, and I actually inherited this client after she left and moved to Texas. Her name was Joanne. When I tell you she was hard on them old ladies, she did not play, but they loved her. Absolutely loved her. When they would come in, they'd be looking for Bridget. They'd be crying the whole time, but they would come in looking for Bridget. And she takes them down through there. She didn't care how old you were. And that's kind of like I kind of adopted Bridget's philosophy. Your age don't matter. If you can do it, we gonna do it. And and I heard her say that, and I took on that same model. If we can do it, I don't care about your age. If you can do it, we gonna do it. Period. So sorry, Terry. I'm on her side with this one.
She would be a phenomenal. Terry would be a phenomenal workout partner. Al.
Yeah.
And I just can't convince her. After a couple of classes, after a couple of sessions, she don't want no parts of me.
Now I work out. I just don't work out with her.
You don't work out with
I do
her.
my
Okay.
own. I do my own workout. So,
but we've been together according to Paired a year, 5 months, and 7 days.
We've been married, not together.
Well, we've been married.
Okay.
A year, 5 months, and 7 days. But we before we got married, what was it, 6 years?
6 years.
So almost 7 years now.
Okay, wait. So y'all been married a year?
A year and year 5 months.
Year and 5 months.
Now, what is the 7 years in reference to?
We just dated.
Y'all dated.
For the first 2 years. For the first 2 years, we were in a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
The third year,
I moved to Dallas.
Terry moved to Dallas.
Okay.
So
she was in Michigan. You was in Michigan. Y'all were no.
I was in Houston.
She was in Houston.
Oh, and you were okay. Y'all were both in Texas, but y'all were just in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So she made the move.
Okay.
I was willing to make the move, but she made the move.
Yeah.
And then we stayed together 2-3 years.
About 2 years.
2 years.
And we got married.
And I found out that she would be a good person to be with for a long time.
Okay. All right. So how let's just get into some things. So with this Me Too movement and everything that's going on, like how are you ladies navigating your relationship in this world that we kind of live in now? Like, do you find it difficult when you go places and people see you guys together? Is there public displays of affection? Like, how does that work for you?
I ain't even paying attention, Al. I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I always feel like we get good energy. We always get complimented and stuff like that. I mean, we don't have any. Hadn't had any negative responses.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I haven't seen anything negative.
Okay. I've asked you. I know I did mention children, and you said there ain't gonna be no brat things over here. So you guys don't want to have children at any time.
Terry has two.
I have two kids. I have two adults.
Okay.
I got a 25 and a 21-year-old.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do they like their bonus mom?
Oh yeah. They thought she was mean too when they first met her, but
I'm sure.
Yeah. So I mean,
she like, I ain't married you. I ain't married him. I married you.
Yeah. They love her.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
We're still learning.
You're still learning. Yeah.
We're still learning.
It's learning. All right. So you guys understand what the assignment is, ladies. So give us a time or an example in your relationship or marriage where you can look back and be like, it wasn't so funny then, but it's funny now. It doesn't have to be anything detrimental where it caused y'all like, okay, I don't know if I want to do this no more. But just some examples in your marriage where you found things might have been not so funny then, but they're funny now.
Just in the marriage or just in events?
Just in the marriage or just period throughout your relationship.
Yeah, we just sort of focus on events. So
okay.
we just had a couple of events.
Mm-hmm.
Most recent was our anniversary.
Okay.
Our first anniversary.
Uh-huh.
And Terry locked the keys to the car.
She did what?
She locked the keys in the car. So hold on. So that's the gist of it. Terry locks the keys in the car. First anniversary photo shoot. She locks the keys in the car.
And the pictures that your wife sent me, Terry, y'all look absolutely beautiful. Those are some really nice pictures. You guys look good together.
And the quick funny about that, I sent Al like the wrong picture.
I was not gonna say nothing about that, Bridget.
What picture you showing?
I was not gonna say nothing about that, but hey.
I was like, oh my God.
What you said?
She was like, I know she wished. Can you say? I know she wanted to be like, can you send that back? But I couldn't. I was like, I'll delete.
I know it's out there. It's out there. I'll tell you about it later. Okay. But no, in Texas, in the summertime, was it summertime?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's still summertime, September.
Super hot.
It's just probably not a good idea to do an outdoor photo shoot, okay? So it was about 110 degrees, felt like 100 and I don't know.
It was probably about 90 something degrees.
It was 90 something. It was hot. It was hot, okay? When you got out the car, it was just hot. And we in our fly outfits, all white, dolled up.
You want to take hour to tell the story?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just trying to give us some context. So we fly.
Right.
Get out the car. I didn't know that the keys were in the basket. I had all of these props for the photo shoot to use, and I put them in my mother's picnic basket. So I wanted to set up the scene like a picnic basket. It was going to be a theme of outdoor romantic picnic. Well, get out the car. Terry locks the door, and she's like, "Oh shoot!" He was like, "Oh shoot, the keys in the car." Right?
Because you were trying to get the picnic basket.
Because I was trying to go to the back seat to get the picnic basket. She's like, "Oh shoot, the keys are in the car." So I'm standing there with this panic on my face, like, all the stuff is in there, all the props that I want to use for the. And I had her necklace. I was giving her a necklace for an anniversary. So I wanted to capture that moment of putting the necklace on. So I'm standing there pissed off, about to throw this tantrum. And I just really needed to throw the tantrum out. I did not get a chance to throw the tantrum because she stopped me in my tracks like, what'd you say?
I forgot what I said.
No, what'd you say?
We can call a tow truck. We can call AAA.
I was in the middle of my tantrum, getting ready to throw my tantrum. What'd you say? Because basically, Al, I was standing there. I got my hands down. I'm getting ready to do this action of stomping and crying like a 3-year-old. Like a straight up 3-year-old, because I just needed to let it out. The stuff was not going my way.
Right.
I don't remember what I said.
You don't remember what you said? No. You got mad. Why are you acting like you didn't get mad?
I did, but I can't remember what I said. What did I say?
She was mad. I don't remember what you said.
That's what I'm saying.
But she was so mad. It was this motion like, I'm not dealing with you.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
You're
not about to sit up here and throw this tantrum, but it wasn't that nice. I'm saying it real nice. That's why I wanted her to say it.
Okay.
And she walked off. And I'm standing there.
She walked off?
She walks off. Call the tow truck. I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with this. Call the tow truck. So she walks off.
And
I need her phone. I need her phone because I don't have a phone. Or do I have my phone? Yeah, I did have my phone. So what I did, I called the tow truck.
And the photographer was waiting on
I had to stop my tantrum. I couldn't have my tantrum. I could not have my way.
So we sitting there arguing in the parking lot. People telling us, "Oh, y'all look so beautiful." We sitting there arguing.
We arguing. We look beautiful, but we are not beautiful at the moment.
So we had to gather ourselves.
I tell the photographer that we locked the keys in the car. It's gonna be a minute. And I said, all my props is in the car. And I really don't feel like doing this photo shoot. But the photographer, he's real cool. And he helps us gather ourselves, helps us get into a really great place. Because that's the type of photographer. He was our wedding photographer, and that's why we wanted to stick with him. Okay. And he helped us get into great headspace to do the photo shoot, and the pictures turned out magnificent. It was not the hottest day on earth, and we did not just.
So the picture that you sent me, that was the one the photographer took, and that happened that day.
One of them. Okay. Yeah. Let me see what I sent you. Yeah, one of them. Yes, both of those.
Okay.
Yes, that especially that last one.
Okay.
That last one.
Yeah. Those were some really beautiful pictures, y'all. And you wouldn't have thought it was 100 degrees outside because I didn't see no perspiration
Oh,
on
he had the tissue with him the whole time doing our face.
He took care of us, and then he took care of us emotionally because I was done. I just did not get my way, and I really wanted the photo shoot to turn out in this specific way, but being locked out the car, it just didn't.
It just didn't.
It just didn't. But it was not funny then. It was we was dealing with some stuff. We was dealing with some stuff, and when we look back at it, I took a picture of us finishing the photo shoot and I put it on Instagram, and because at the end of the photo shoot we were laughing. It was just a good thing, and we were laughing, feet were hurting, and hot.
Let me ask this. In that moment, I mean, because like you said, it wasn't funny then, but it's funny now. Because it is funny now, what did you learn about one another now? Because to me, I feel like moments like that, either they can define your relationship. They can make or break your relationship, because that could have went left. I mean, way left. So what did you learn about one another in that moment, looking back on it now, because it is funny now? What did you learn about one another?
Basically, what we already been through, and I already knew that we can have a good time even when we're mad at each other, even when shit goes down and goes south. We can flip it and have a great time, because that's not the only moment like that we have had to flip it and end up having a great time.
Well, I definitely want to hear about a couple of more of those moments, but let's get into a couple game questions. So, all right, I have 3 questions here. Let's see. A woman tells a woman on a date that she wants to be spoiled in the next relationship. What is she? A, intriguing, B, narcissistic, C, reasonable, or D, unattractive?
She wants to be spoiled in the next relationship, and I'm having a date with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the last date.
Unattractive.
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably listen, but I don't even know what the unattractive. Is it unattractive?
To me, it's unattractive, because in a relationship, some of that comes with it sometimes anyway. But don't tell me what you expect to be. That's how I look at it. Like, I don't need you to tell me you expect to be spoiled. Like, if I want to. I mean, you know how I am.
So I guess it's unattractive.
Unattractive.
I find it unattractive.
Unattractive.
So let's stay on that, because Terry said something interesting that I like to kind of go into a little bit. Expectation. Did either of you have expectations going into the marriage? And were either of you married prior to getting married? Is this your first?
I was.
Okay.
I was.
Okay.
So, I was probably single a lot longer than she was, so I was able to deal with any baggage that I had in my marriage or past relationship. Mm-hmm. But of course, meeting with her, she still has some ties to some things. So my expectations probably was a little different from hers, I guess.
In what way, if you won't mind going into it? Like, what was?
Just being, I guess, I think I'm not going to say she was emotionally still attached to her ex, but she still had some ties and I was expecting to go into the relationship where we both was free of everything.
Okay.
So I think that's what my expectations were.
We were before we got married. That was all taken care of.
He said going into the relationship now.
Oh, I missed that.
Well, how did you? So, Terry, knowing that about intended, how did you navigate? I mean, because I'm assuming if you had that expectation, how did you guys work around?
So I feel like, and I even told her, like, when we got into the relationship or started dating, I probably should have asked more questions in the relationship, when I met her. So, but when I did find out some of the issues or some of the ties that she needed to work on, I was willing to walk away until she dealt with it. But she made the sacrifice to go ahead and deal with it, and we moved forward. So.
All right. And for you, Bridget, like, how did you, what did you do to convince your intended, like, hey, I'm gonna get this taken care of? So, because it sounded like you guys were pretty much, you knew what you wanted. So how did you convince her, like, hey, because she could have took that as like, okay, you just talking, like, clearly you ain't done with this, whatever. Just hit holler at me when you done. How did you convince her, like, hey, I'm gonna take care of this so we can take our thing to the next level?
Al, just like that online profile, I was real direct, straightforward. I just took care of it.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be in a long-term relationship. I knew I could be in a healthy relationship, number one. So I set out my goal, and my goal still is to this day, is to establish a healthy relationship throughout, a healthy, loving, positive relationship. So I was lining up things financially, spiritually, emotionally, just all the way around, just lining things up and taking care of those things myself, for myself, to prepare myself for the relationship.
Okay.
So my expectations was not put on Terri. I just basically put them on myself to take care of it. So I just was real direct with what I was going to do, and I just took care of it. And in doing that, Terri, thank God, she trusted that, and I think you still do trust that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
marriage is
very
that part, Terri.
Very transparent about what I wanted to achieve, and I just did it.
All right. Yeah, that's always key. All right. Question from the Naughty Nice thing, number 2. Your next door neighbor offered you their mink coat for $40,000, but you weren't home to accept. Your new boo was and did, except they trashed the coat because of an animal cruelty. What do? A, thank your new boo. B, trash your new boo. C, make your new boo go dumpster diving. Or D, other.
B.
Other. D.
B.
What is B?
Trash.
Okay, you get rid of the boo.
Yeah, that's $40,000.
I'm not gonna get rid of my boo if she my boo.
She better come back with the $40,000.
I'm just saying, like, I could have. Like, listen, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
I'm worried that I might be going. I might be wrong. I'm worried.
Oh man. Okay, so let's talk about that. How do you guys handle finance? How's that work? Is there any issues with finance?
Always issues with finance. Never enough.
Well, you know what? The thing is that finance and infidelity are all one of the top 5 as the reason why couples don't make it, or marriages don't.
Our finances aren't like that.
No. I'm not suggesting they are. I'm just saying, like, just because we're talking about that, I'm just asking, like, in general, how does that work as far as finances go?
I take the lead on it.
Yeah, she takes the lead on it.
I take the lead on it. I have to. At first, I was really, really. How can you say, Al? I was really harsh. Maybe too harsh.
Okay.
So with me personally, with my personal finances, I was just really disciplined and really focused on what I wanted to achieve and what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I wasn't.
And coming into a relationship, I had to.
I wasn't.
I had to consider the better half or the second person, how their world is around finances. So I just say it. Yes, I'm a little bit more disciplined than Terri was.
It sounds like your wife is admitting like she wasn't very disciplined.
Oh no, because and that's one reason. That was one of the reasons. Like meeting her, she thought my kids were spoiled. They was a brat, and being with her got me to open my eyes to see how I was, just wasting money. So one time she made me save like a lot of money one year, and it was hard at first, but I did it, and I was so mad at myself because I was like, "Oh my God!"
So
I was just
we got
throwing
another
money in the
"it's funny now"
streets.
moment. It wasn't funny then, but it's
Yeah,
funny now moment. Huh?
no, yeah, I was like, "Oh my God!" I was just throwing money in the street, like so. You know, later on in our relationship, I just kept saving, and she handles that. But before, I was like, she got me to realize what I didn't want to see when she was first trying to tell me. So
Okay,
so for the most part, I just take take a lead on it, and then just stay very transparent about the finances, about what's going on, what the goals are, and what we're trying to achieve with the finances. So
do you guys and I hope I'm not offending when I say guys.
no,
Okay, great.
no.
I understand.
Okay, great. I just you go back to the table periodically and say, hey, let's reevaluate where we are and chart out so we can take a look at the money in real time on paper.
We need to do it more often, to be honest. I do it myself, but I don't do it enough with Terri.
Okay.
But yes.
Maybe once a year, twice a year.
Maybe. Yeah. But like when issues come up or things need to be handled, that's when we sit down and really focus a little harder together.
What about trips? Do you y'all do a lot of couples trips where y'all hang out and like leave the country, or just what like me and my wife like to do staycations where we might just go to downtown Detroit, get a room at one of the 3 major casino hotels. Do you do stuff like that?
I let Terri handle the trips. She drives me nuts with that stuff. But
we travel a lot.
Okay.
We got a trip. We got 2 trips coming up in the next 2 months.
Terri, where have you been and where have y'all gone?
Cabo, Cancun, Vegas, Colorado.
Okay. Ain't a whole lot of us in Colorado, so tell me what's the attraction there?
We went. Me and another couple went, and she doesn't like it because she's from Detroit.
I know, because me and Bridget had offline conversations about that black, red, and green stuff. So we'd be like, "Hey, listen."
Yeah. So me and a friend of mine and his wife. We decided to spend Christmas in Colorado. So I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And she complained the whole.
This is probably not so funny.
Y'all, you know what? Y'all are the champions, because everybody don't understand the assignment. Y'all done hit it at least three times and said the words. Thank you.
She hated it, and I didn't understand. Like every time, like I've never been around snow like she has. So
and she was so real.
And so
in sandals.
I'm in sandals. We get off the plane. It's probably like -6 degrees, and everybody like freezing. I'm in an Adidas outfit with some flip flops and some socks, and I got a jacket on and my hat. But we get to the cabin,
I know it's 10 below degrees outside.
And she just so we go get stuff out the car. She waiting for what I'm doing outside. I'm playing in the snow. We go every time we want to go.
Playing in the snow like a little kid.
We go. What's that thing? You go down the slope. Slope.
And I guess up in Michigan, when you go to the Boyne Mountain and stuff, I was used to the tubing. So I wanted her to experience the snow tubing or coming down a hill with snow tubing. So they had a hill to go snow tubing. Like I said, I know it's 10 below. It was actually 30 below or something. And I'm told
it was cold.
So I didn't even want to go do it, but I want her to experience it. I'm not having a good time. We standing in line. I'm cold. I get the heat packs all in my hand, but I'm still cold. I'm miserable. And I'm thinking, she just want to experience it one time. We're going up. We
go up, go down, and she said, "Okay, we're done."
Just gonna go down.
I was like, "I want to do it like 10 more times," and she was like,
"Because we paid all this money," and she's like, "We're gonna just do it one time."
I want to do like 10 more times.
Let's go.
she let me do it like 4 times, I think. 4 or 5 times.
Bridget is a Michigander from her, so she understands. Like, listen, we ain't really about that. We live in the we ain't really about that cold. Like,
she's not, because we did a trip into New York for the winter time, and she was like, please don't schedule no more vacations during the winter. I don't want to go no more, because she didn't even really want to go places in New York. We was in a snowstorm.
But this is probably another moment. Not so, it wasn't funny then, but it's funny now.
We was in New York. I said, I want to go get my nails done. And she's like, I'm not walking out there in the snow. And I had ripped jeans and everything.
Oh, wow.
I'm out there walking. It was snowing.
COVID time, all of this, it's just miserable. It's just miserable. But we end up, I think we hit a couple of restaurants in the snow anyway, and end up having a good time.
Went to see Hamilton and Wicked.
Oh, Rick, y'all went to see. Oh, my wife would love to see that. Y'all, oh man, I so wish I can get her tickets to see Hamilton. Man, that had to cost some pretty penny.
It was a wedding gift. I take it.
She loved.
That was my wedding. That was my wedding gift to her.
Okay,
because she talked about it all the time.
To see Wicked. She had never seen Wicked, and I love.
Bridget, wait a minute. Hold on. We can find a little bit more out about my friend. So you love Broadway plays and stuff?
Always have.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's what. Listen,
wouldn't have never guessed that about her.
All that time at the YMCA, that's what I was hitting up.
You was going over to the Opera House?
I was going over to the Opera House. That was my spot. Yes.
Wow.
And she talked about Hamilton all the time, and I couldn't think of nothing to get her for our wedding gift. So I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get my wife to see Hamilton. When I tell you, when it came on,
really
I think it was
good.
on HBO or something. I would literally come home every day. She was running that in the ground. I'm like, if I hear this song one more time, and she was singing it and reciting the lyrics and just going. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, every day for about a week.
Well, get her some Broadway tickets. She's looking for it.
I took her. She likes opera. Do you like ballet too, Bridget?
It depends on the ballet.
I'm more of a contemporary. I don't like the traditional stuff like the
I fall asleep.
Like Alvin. Is it Alvin Ailey?
Oh yeah, we went to Alvin Bailey.
That's why I said it depends on the ballet.
We went to Alvin Bailey.
Yeah,
we went to Alvin Bailey. Alvin Ailey or whatever.
I took her to. There was and she was so excited. I paid for her twice. One time I sent her and my daughter to go see a play, and then one time I went with her. And they had the contemporary piece, and then they had the more, I guess, classical pieces. I didn't really enjoy the classical. I like the more contemporary part, which is more the, then they playing hip hop and more modern music.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I took her down to the music hall. It was outside. This was shortly right after COVID, when things were trying to unloosen a little bit. And she had such a ball because it was outside. The entire thing it was a beautiful day, and she had such a nice time. So it was all outside. First, they had the kids who were trying to learn how to do it. They had them come on first, which they did an awesome job. And then they had I'm gonna call it the varsity come on, because I don't know the name of how all that stuff works. But yeah,
the actual dances.
The first string, but it was really good. But the whole thing was contemporary though, and and that's why I liked it, because I was like, okay, I had a good time myself because it was the whole thing was contemporary. But
modern dance.
Yeah, so I know for me, sometimes it's gotten a lot better. When me and my wife would get into it, like sometimes I could be the stubborn one, and we can go days without talking. Who was that?
Scorpio.
Oh, I got a granddaughter. I got a grandbaby that's a Scorpio. Is that what I can expect?
Yes, man. Yeah. But another moment, since we sort of on Detroit.
Yeah.
Our first trip, another moment that is that was not funny at the time, but funny now. Miss Terri over here comes to Detroit with me. I want to introduce her to my family, maybe see some friends, hang out in Detroit, let her see my hometown.
Right.
So I think we hanging out downtown and whatnot, spending a little money, shopping, just a little something. This is before downtown it's not the downtown that
we know we used to now, right? Yeah.
Yes. So there's a little
things were kind of scarce around that time.
Yes. So But I still have my favorite Black-owned shops that I like to drop into and spend a little money. Even if I didn't have any money, I would try to spend a little money in there. I think I bought a couple of things. But after that little shopping trip, I think we go back to the Airbnb or whatnot. We drive back, and she's quiet the whole time driving back. You know, I'm pumped. I'm at home in my hometown. I just did my little black shop tour with all my people and everything. Making sure I was giving them whatever money I had. You know, loving on my Detroit people. So you don't even remember, do you?
Did we get an argument?
She hit me because I bought these white glasses. She's like, you spent money on that? You didn't even have no money to spend on that. I'm like, I was just showing love to my people. I'm at home. I'm excited. But she just went in on me. She just really tore me down. It was an argument. And I'm sitting there taking it because I'm just taking it. I'm just sitting there like, oh my God. And I think I just get out the car.
No, I got out the car, and then I thought you was getting out the car, and then you drove off, and I had no keys.
No, I didn't drive off. I parked.
Yeah, we parked, and we was arguing.
I parked, and I think I just snapped because we were walking back, and I turned around, and I what was my saying? I am the shit. I was like, I am the whole time in the car. She was telling me I was not. Shit. She just kept laying it in on me. Like, and this is like our first fight.
This is our first fight ever.
And she just was laying.
How long had y'all been together up to this point?
Probably about a year.
Okay.
2017
Okay.
And she just was laying and think on me in the car, telling me how just worthless I was. And I turned around and we was walking back. We was walking back to the Airbnb. And I just
turned around, grabbed my face,
and said, I'm from Detroit. And I was like, I am the shit. Don't you forget. I am the shit. And I took my bag, whatever I had of my stuff, and I just walked. And we were down there by they were building the Quinder Cut up. So we were by the
they were building up the who?
The Quinder Cut.
Oh, the Quinder Cut. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So she don't know anything about Detroit.
Right.
But I walked off.
You left her?
Myself. I left her.
Me. I had no key. I didn't have keys to get in the Airbnb.
I just kept walking, talking to myself.
I had nothing.
Myself know that I am.
I had a key to the car.
Hours,
I didn't have keys. I was like, what am I doing? I was calling my daughter. Look, I need you to come pick me up from the airport because I'm about to book my flight. Then I was like, I can't even get my clothes out the Airbnb.
I think she was texting me. I wasn't answering. I just was walking. And
so then she comes back to the Airbnb. Or how did I get in there? I don't even know.
I let you in.
She let me in. So they don't.
I let her.
Here's the thing. No, it was unintentional. I did not mean to lock her out. I did not mean to take the key. I just happened to have it.
Yeah. What you say, Terri?
And I just left. You have to leave a volatile situation. You have to.
It wasn't volatile. Yeah. I mean, you just said, you came in my face and said, I am the shit. And I was like, I'm a shit too. So, we were just, I think it was more of an ego kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she came back in the Airbnb. We wasn't talking. She was doing her thing. I was doing her thing. She's like, you want to go out? And I was like, yeah. We stayed out till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
I
had like a blast.
Right. And y'all had the best time ever, didn't y'all?
We forgot we got in an argument. That was the worst argument we ever had.
Hey, and listen, and it's all, and isn't the makeup sex always the best too?
I can't remember. We were so drunk. I don't remember shit.
I think we did.
No, but you know what? It's always interesting, like, because me and my wife have been through that same thing where we be mad for so long. And then you don't even really like, what am I really freaking mad about? Like, I don't even know why I'm mad, but you be so in your feelings at the time. And then all of a sudden somebody breaks and says, you want to do something, and be like, yeah, okay. And then now you're back to it. You ain't talked about what happened, why it happened, and how we gonna navigate that? And you just fall back into place. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just be like that. You just kind of fall back into place. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay. That like I said, that's one of the things that we have learned is that we do understand that we come back full circle. We flip it. We understand that we have a disagreement. We can flip it.
And sometimes would you both agree that sometimes it's not really you when in those moments you definitely have to pick your battles. Like everything is not an argument, you know, and it's not that detrimental. Like you said, I mean, I have a bunch of those. It wasn't funny then, but it's funny now moments. You look back and you say, you know, it really wasn't that detrimental. I remember one time we were going to the movies, me and my wife, and I had planned it. I had other couples going and everything. So we ended up running late. I'm not gonna say who was the reason why we were late, but we were late. Getting to the movie theater. Anyway, I hit the navigation button to go to the movie, but I ended up going to the wrong theater. So part of it was on me as well. So she was like, no. And then, mind you, the theater that I went to wasn't too far from the one we had to go to. But my wife said, no, we need to be, and took us several miles outside of where we were actually supposed to be. So by the time we actually end up at the movies where everybody was, we didn't see it. Everybody else saw it.
Wow.
The whole time I'm thinking on the ride, I was like, you got to make a choice. Now, you can make this thing into something ugly or just, hey, because some of it was your fault. You can also point the finger at your wife, but is it really worth it? Like to really, because it could have, now, mind you, prior to that, it probably would have been some mess. Like seriously, we would have been a little bit yelling back and forth, but I made a decision, and I don't know if she was in her head saying this as well, but I know I was in my head like, it's not worth it. Let's just go. We met up with everybody else, and then we end up having dinner afterwards because after the movie got out, and we went and had dinner with the other couples, and we had a great time. I was like, but I could have either one of us could have took that, lit the match, and blew the whole thing up, and it just wasn't worth it. You know,
I'm usually that person that says it's not worth it.
What do you mean?
That I'm usually the one with the cool head.
Oh,
is that true, Terri?
Sometimes. I mean, you know, I express myself a little bit different, but she expressed hers a little bit different too. So,
you know, we all come to the table with luggage, and we all come to the table with baggage. You just got to figure out. And the beautiful thing is, you love the person enough to know, like, hey, I'm here to help you unpack whatever it is you need to unpack, and we'll work through it. You know, we'll work through it. All right, third question. Is a woman wrong for asking another woman, a friend, who is a photographer, to do an X-rated photo shoot of her and her wife's birthday? A, yes. B, no. C, it depends on the photographer's sexuality.
Repeat that question. Okay,
so these questions are not gender neutral, so I'm trying to make sure I word it in a way that.
Okay.
So is a woman wrong for asking her female friend, who is a photographer, to do an X-rated photo shoot of her and her wife, an X-rated photo shoot of her for her wife's birthday? A, yes. B, no. Or C, it depends on the photographer's sexuality.
I would say B, no.
It doesn't. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it, but B, no.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't want my friend.
Let's see here.
X-rated.
Do you? I'm assuming y'all life money because y'all don't have any children or anything like that. Do y'all plan out intimacy? And I don't mean intimacy in the form of always being sex, because sometimes intimacy and sex are two completely different things. Do y'all have to plan those things out, or is it? And who initiates that?
Sometimes it just happens. But like yesterday I planned for some time to spend together because we needed it. It was a rough week, and
was a rough week for both of y'all?
Not for me.
Yeah, it was a rough week mentally for me. It was a rough week work-wise for her.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't get a chance to ask. Bridget, I'm assuming you still training.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you're doing anything else besides personal training? And Terry, what do you do for a living?
I'm a regional manager. I oversee properties in North Carolina, Austin, Colorado, Tennessee. So I'm traveling a lot.
Oh, so you travel around a lot. Do
Mm-hmm.
you are you able to recognize in one another when you know the other person is stressed?
I do recognize when she's stressed, and the way I probably deal with it, and I could probably do better, is usually I'm asking her to do some self-care practices a lot. She usually gets offended by that. So I'm usually on her.
I'm sorry, repeat that. I didn't hear what you said about self-care. What did you say?
I'm usually on her about doing some self-care a lot, and she usually don't like when I'm on her about self-care. Simple things like drinking water or eating food or making sure she yes, making sure she eat and have good quality nourished meals,
right,
things like that. So or maybe just taking some time away from all the emails or all the work responsibilities, just some self-care practices. And she usually gets defensive about that.
Okay, so let's stay on that for a minute. Because I know I asked other couples this. How important is it? It sounds like it's very important to Bridget that you do take time out for yourselves, like have self-care. Do you find it difficult to tell your spouse, hey, I need some me time? And if so, how does that work? Like,
no, I usually tell her to just go ahead and stay out time a little longer. You don't gotta rush back anytime. Me and the dogs are good. We take care of them.
What about you, Terry?
Or I'll be like, Al, when you going out of town again?
Yeah, she does. She does.
And how do you receive that, Terry?
I'll be laughing. I'll be like, look, you either want me home or you want me out of town. Which one is it? Because if I'm out of town, you can play it. If I'm home, I can play it. What is it? So with me it's just so one of our biggest is things that we've been trying to improve more is work-life balance. I mean, she knows how to do it, but mine's I've been trying to work on it. So if I do try to plan some me time or some time with us, I always try to see what her schedule is because, my work-life balance is a little out of whack right now. So that's probably one of our biggest struggles.
I just need her to do simple self-care practices. That's all.
Well, you know what? One thing I get what Bridget's saying, self-care, but I'm talking about how do you tell, because while you may be one as it relates to marriage, you're still individuals. Bridget's gonna still grow. What she likes today, she may not like a year from now. Terry, you're gonna grow. What you like today, you may not like a year from now. How do you manage letting Bridget know, because it sounds like you don't do this and maybe something you need to take into consideration. Like, hey, I need some me time, and because it sounds like Bridget don't mind telling you, hey, when you leaving again, I'll see you when you get back. Well, it's good. Are you doing that? And how do you communicate that to her? Or you don't?
Tell you the truth, Al, she has communicated. She'll say something like, hey, I'm gonna watch my show. Who's here? I'm just gonna lay around all day today and catch up on my show. So that's how she takes her me time.
Okay.
And I'll just take that as a hint. Don't bother her about no house stuff. Don't try to do nothing. Don't
ask me to do nothing. I ain't cooking.
So,
don't ask me to do anything.
So don't have any expectations.
Me and my alcohol.
Just let her lay down.
Okay. Who does the cooking? Who's the mate? Who does all the cooking then?
I used to. I just stopped.
We kind of take turns.
Okay.
We try to schedule it like certain days of the week. that we cook, but because I travel so much,
I do cook. I stopped.
So you just stop, Bridget. Just stop.
I don't DoorDash all the time.
But no, I try to get the meals in, and I do the majority of the cooking.
Yes, she does. I do breakfast though. I cook for breakfast.
Okay, all right.
We're working on this cooking food thing.
I think I might have asked this already, but I'm gonna ask it again. Since being married, has your expectation of marriage changed since being married prior to going into it?
I'm married for love, Al. I don't know. I don't know if I really had like an expectation.
Okay.
I'm married because I wanted a partner. I wanted a companion. I wanted to be with Terri.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
No, really.
Expectation of marriage.
Okay.
I wanted a partner. I hope she would care to be my partner for another 80, 90 years. I hope so.
Only expectation I had is that things still kind of stay the same from when we, some people when they get married, they change. And I just didn't want that to change. Well, we still the same.
We're gonna change, that, right?
But you know how some people are better off when they're not married. When they get married, it seems to change, and then they don't like each other no more.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So, that was probably one of my biggest fears, marrying you.
That's fair.
Not like that, but
So yeah, I think when you get married, like I think I was mentioning this earlier, you have to, because again, you're not going to be the same women 2-3 years from now. You're just not going to be, and unless you die, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to change, you want to grow, you want to evolve. I mean, that should come with the expectation. I think where the trouble comes in is that because you're not going to do it at the same time, and you have to be able to recognize, hey, Terri, I might bring her on some Pralines and cream ice cream, and she might not like that now. You know what I'm saying? When when did that change? It don't matter when it changed. It changed. You have to adapt. Same thing with Bridget. Like whatever it is, her thing is now, it may not be that 2 years from now. And when that happens, you gotta be. We all have to be. I like to say, be pliable. You don't have to break, but you do need to bend a little bit in order to make things work. Because everything, and like I said earlier, everything is not an argument. And it's not me preaching to you guys. I'm just speaking in general. Like you just have to be able to work through that kind of stuff.
Something can change. Flat out.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself a good wife? If so, how and why?
I am not a good wife yet.
You're not a good wife?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I think I'm growing into, because
explain that one, because I'm confused.
Well, I'm new to this. I've never been married.
Well, how you gonna say you're not a good? Oh, well, I've been married, so you're right.
I've never been married, so I'm learning how to be a better human being or just be a better partner.
Mm-hmm.
I still ask my friends that are married questions, or I'm adapting to who Terri is right now. I'm adapting to our new situation, transitioning, buying a home, getting married. I'm learning, so I don't feel like I'm my best wife self yet, I guess.
Yeah, and that's fair. I can understand that. I mean, this is my second marriage, so, and I told my current wife, like, just because I was married before don't mean that I got all the answers. I've never been married to you. I have to figure out who you are as a woman and work from there, So I get where you're coming from, Bridget. So yeah, I can understand that. Like, and
I'm not there yet. Yeah, I think I don't want to be over here like, I'm the best wife now. I'm talking about Kyla and
making you the shit
and thinking I'm all this and next.
Oh, so she really not the shit, Terri?
Terry over here telling me I'm not the shit.
Not like that. You know, I just play it.
I know. I got the joke. But it's like, because if you think, if I'm like, okay, I'm over here, I'm like the best wife, is there no room for me to be a better wife?
That part,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I just feel like I'm new to this situation, and I feel like I can come into being that wife that Terry needs. Right now, I don't know if I'm that yet.
Okay.
I can say I'm a good person for her. Okay. I'm a good partner for her, but I don't know yet. And I mean, is it?
I don't know what happened, but yeah.
Terry over here hitting buttons.
I forgot this is her stuff in my ear. Mine's is different.
No, just to end with my thought was, I just don't know exactly what that good wife, who defines what a good wife or a good husband is in the first place. What is that?
I mean, with me, it's like, you know, so I was married for 6 years before me and her got married. And I know.
Terry, was it a same-sex marriage, or you were married?
No, I was married to a man.
Okay.
And I mean, we've been married for a year and 5 months, been together for years, but the thing about this marriage is that I still look forward to coming home to seeing her every day. Okay. So I feel like she's doing something right, and I'm hoping I'm doing something right. So
Bridget, I like her. I like her. So, I can see where she keeps you balanced.
So I mean, and I tell her, I think I just told her yesterday, because we were spending time together, and I was like, out of all the relationships I've been in, this is probably the most healthiest relationship I've ever been in. So
how do you feel that?
You know, I think it's just with her, it's like I can be myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I can be myself, and she's always upfront, pretty transparent about everything. So as far as in my other relationship, it wasn't like that. I probably felt like I had to be somebody I was not. So with her, I can just be myself, and she deals with it.
It's nothing like being able to be authentic, you know, with the person that
mm-hmm.
That is definitely key you know, in any relationship. How do you feel that your communication is like with one another? You feel y'all got good communication?
We're working on that. Here's a moment. Just yesterday, I'm not gonna go into details about yesterday.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was not funny then, but it's funny now.
Y'all, you know what? Y'all get the prize for real.
Oh, we can tell you. She need to tell you about the Cabo one. That Cabo.
I mean, when you talk about communication, yesterday was a perfect example of me not communicating in a healthy way, and I needed to. But at the end of the day, I was able to communicate how I was feeling about what happened, what transpired that day, and it turned out to be a beautiful day.
Okay.
But communication can be better on both our parts, and we do go to couples therapy.
Okay.
We do couples therapy at least once a month. We might miss some months, but at least once a month. Okay. We are in therapy, working on some things and working through some things. And the communication part is the tough part. And I think that's what with a new marriage, I think that's what we're both learning. I am very open to communication and communicating better and positive. Terri, not so much. Okay. I don't think she had to talk in other relationships or something. I don't know. This chick over here. It's like trying to squeeze juice out of a raisin. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. So, she's right. It's probably I probably.
So, but the communication, I do sort of take the lead on that part to try to make a healthier conversations or positive conversations and deal and try to resolve issues. That's not necessarily Terri's strong suit. So.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, like I said, like I was saying earlier, and I know even for myself, like you carry baggage that you don't realize, like how you were raised, other relationships you've been in. Sometimes we're a little jaded going into stuff, and we don't even realize it, and you don't know how to communicate what it is you're feeling to your spouse for fear that it may offend them. And I always, like, one of the things I try to pride myself on with my wife, and I tell her this, that you have to have open, honest communication. People always say that they communicate, but it's one thing for me to tell you, for you to communicate to me how you're feeling, but I'm not completely honest with you about that because of fear of how you're going to feel. And then you walk away from it thinking, oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Everything is good. And then I commit the offense again. But you told me, you feel what I'm saying? You weren't completely honest with me because you didn't want to hurt my feelings, but you walk away from the situation thinking everything is hunky-dory. And it's really not, because you didn't tell me everything for fear you're going to hurt my feelings. So it is important that we are very open and honest with one another about what it is we're feeling, so that I can hopefully try to fix whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's
fix it, or know better how to respond.
Yeah.
Or make a decision, appropriate decision. Because when one couple is not truly open and honest and not necessarily communicating everything, the other partner can't necessarily make a true
assessment
decision. Yeah,
exactly.
You can't move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it difficult to move forward.
That is so true. That is so true.
And I like to use communication as a way of getting stuff resolved too. I like to put it out there on the table. It might not get resolved that day, but at least you heard me. You know where I'm coming from.
And one of the things that we've come to conclusion as far as especially when we upset, we don't text each other when we're mad, because you say stuff.
We don't. And text messages can be misconstrued
we don't
anyway.
do it as much.
So
I agree with you, Terri. So that's one reason. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
She does text when she's mad. What is she talking about?
No. It'd be a one-liner. It'd be a one-liner. When we was texting, it'd be, you say so much, and then when you are talking about it, you can't take back what you said in a text message. So yeah, so now when I'm mad, it's just one line. Period.
I guess what she's trying to say, she doesn't text argue anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? And the thing is, even when you're not arguing, to me, text messages can be they can be misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, let's say y'all not mad at one another, Terri, and you send a one-liner, your wife could be like, what the hell wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in general, but that's what I'm saying. Text messages can be they could be abrasive, and not even realize it. So I totally get. And if you've made the conscious decision, Terri, to say, hey, I'm not gonna text when I'm mad because Bridget can take it the wrong way. Like, it's not. Yeah, I mean, I feel that for real. What advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time before you married your spouse? Like, what advice would you give yourself?
What advice would I give myself?
I think I'm good, because I think the advice that I gave myself early on, before even starting this relationship, Al, I was just going to be straightforward, transparent, looking for positive ways just to be better as a human being. Love regardless, and make sure, I mean, this is a person that I'm going to love and love. So treat them with love, resolve the situation with as much love as possible.
Okay.
Be positive. So the advice right now, I don't know. That's hard. That's the one I need to think about.
What about you, Terri?
Before meeting
Do you saying before we got married or before?
Yeah, before you got married. What advice, would you give?
Say that question again. What advice would I?
Let me rephrase the question. What advice would you give yourself right now, your younger self, prior to getting married? What advice would that be?
I would say to be more open. I think I was probably still a little bit guarded about things. So probably be more open about stuff, because she always felt like I leave certain things out. And I think a lot of it was because I was scared of how she would react, because she mean.
Yeah, we just talked about that, And so she couldn't make no decision, like Bridget said, to her point, you can't make no decision if I don't have you ain't laying out all the facts for me. So
so now I have learned to be a little bit more open, whether she's gonna be mad at me or not. Just
it's a work in progress, Terri. Trust me, I understand.
Yeah. So at first I wasn't. So my old self would probably be more open.
Okay.
I guess my advice before getting married, be patient, be more patient, be more patient. Yeah, I have to be patient with Terri.
I probably wouldn't have married her if she was like that. Like her old
self.
I don't know how a personal trainer could be. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm probably off topic, but
no, go ahead.
If you're a personal trainer, isn't patience part of you have to be patient, right?
Yes.
So how are you so patient at your job, but you ain't patient in real life? No, you're not, man. No, you're not. When I'm on the phone, you mad at people driving too slow. You mad at somebody. I mean, you mad because it's raining or it didn't rain long enough. You mad because the sun went down too early. I mean, I'm just saying, I just don't understand. I mean, that's because that's part of your job, being patient.
I am really patient.
You're better. You've gotten better. But
that's like my superpower. It's just sometimes that patient. Being patient is my superpower, but sometimes that fuse might burn a little quick, a little short.
I mean, she'd be on the phone fussing at somebody driving slow, and I was like, babe, why are you mad at them? Maybe it's because you're running late because you left home late, but why are you mad at them? Because they're taking their time. I just want to have a nice ride to wherever they're going.
She's not having road rage, is she?
No road rage.
Just impatient.
I'm having a conversation with trying to change the situation.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off topic.
No.
It just popped up in my head.
I would advise my younger self before marrying Terri is to just make sure I am more patient with her. And I have been working on that patience and not allowing the differences between us, because we're very different. We are very different upbringing, different hometowns, different experiences.
Terri, where are you from?
I am from Port Arthur, Texas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know UGK?
Yeah. Oh, okay. The rapper UGK. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Land of the Trail.
Yeah. What's that? That's the land from Chop and Screw. That's
what buddy.
Started. Yeah, she said, "Yeah, buddy."
Pimp C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she still make you laugh?
All the time.
Yeah, y'all been cracking me up.
I probably drive her crazy, but
she makes me laugh. Thank God. You right, Al. I am. I'm a little stone-faced. I'm a little serious, but she helps bring me down and laugh a little bit. We play a lot. We have fun together.
Who's the practical joker in the relationship?
She is. She's more of a practical joker. She want to try to jump.
Because she's serious all the time.
Is Terri? She's the one that'll load gun and just start a water gun fight.
She will not start a water gun fight because she just want to take care of her hair, so she's not going to do that. And speaking of being afraid of water, let me bring this up. Another event that might have not been funny at the time, but it is funny now. It is so funny.
Y'all been clicking on all cylinders. Y'all been hitting them.
I can't swim.
She is definitely afraid of water. Don't really like water touching her hair.
I can't swim.
Well, most black women
can't swim. She can't swim.
Okay.
And we have a pool. We inherited the pool when we bought the house. And I love the pool, you know.
About what? 10, 12 feet deep.
It's about 12 feet. And I'm outside doing yard work. She's out there helping me, smoking on her vape or whatever she's doing, talking to me. She steps off into the pool and falls into the 6 feet.
It was about 7, 8 feet.
It was 6 feet.
She could have stood up in it, Bridget.
I'm like, I fall like this. I just fall like this.
Listen, Al, it's all on tape. So I run to look at the video because I know she's going to tell everybody that I pushed her in the pool. I did not push her in the pool. But it's so funny now because she can't swim. I jump in immediately. Pull her out of the pool
and run straight to the video footage, the camera by the house. I'm like, why are you running to the camera on the house? You want to make sure that nobody's seeing you push me in the pool?
I had to make sure that the cameras were rolling. Because she was going to tell her kids, she's going to tell everybody that I pushed her non-swimming butt into the pool. And I knew that I did not have nothing to do with it. She steps on.
When you jump in the pool and savor it, could she have just stood up and been all right?
Yeah, no, I was on the deep end.
She was on the deep enough end.
Oh, okay.
But all she had to do was really stand up. And the part that she stepped off on, Al, she really did not have to fall into the pool. She could have just stepped on the landing and stood up.
Right.
But she steps on the landing and keeps falling back into the pool
like the Matrix.
Like the Matrix.
Because I couldn't believe this was happening.
So I turned around.
I had my drink in my hand.
I had her hat, her smoke it just everywhere. So I jump in, muddy boots, clothes, phone, everything. Pull her out of the pool.
So Terri, we can't have you drinking in around water. Then I'm assuming, right?
Well, she wasn't even drinking. That's a crazy thing. She was sober.
Yeah, it was just water.
Okay.
Glass. I don't know what I was doing right. I didn't realize I was that close to the deck.
Stepped off the edge, but I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened because she needs to go ahead and learn how to swim now. So hopefully,
that's your ammunition. Now I need you to learn how to swim.
And to understand that you did the worst thing. You done fell in the pool. Now let's learn how to swim. That's the worst thing that could have happened that day. So
where we at, Terri, on learning how to swim?
I'm gonna take some swimming lessons. My plan is to take some swimming lessons before the summer because we're trying to throw a pool party. So
nice. So if we and my wife are ever in Texas, we were actually in Houston for her birthday. See, she'll be 52 this year. So 2 years ago, we were actually in was it Houston? Yeah, we were in Houston. So if we ever back in Texas, I'm gonna holler at y'all, look y'all up, and y'all invite us over because I love to swim too. So
we're in Dallas, Fort Worth area, Arlington, probably about 20 minutes from Fort Worth, 30 minutes from Dallas.
All right, so before we wrap up, I'm a couple more questions from the game, and then we'll let you ladies get out of here and let me see. Let y'all get out here. But it's been a pleasure talking to y'all for real. Y'all definitely entertained today. All right. Question 1. A married woman's male coworker massages her shoulders, then offers to massage her back later at her house. He says yes. She says yes, but doesn't go. Did she cheat? A, yes. Yes, because she didn't shut her down, or B, no, because she didn't do anything, or C, she didn't cheat, but she was disrespectful, or D, it depends.
Oh, very disrespectful. C. Very disrespectful. Absolutely disrespectful. Absolutely disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
You disrespect? Let me find out.
That's what let me find. That's your let me find out face. All right. Here
that's your let me find out.
What non-sexual act turns you on the most? A, seeing a person cook. B, seeing a person be a good mother. Or C, being yelled at. Or D, being defended.
Cooking.
I like to see you cook.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to see you cook.
All right, last one. Would you marry someone whose only requirement was to have a day per week completely to themselves, away from you, and no questions asked about it? A, yes, that's reasonable. B, no, that sounds like they just want to cheat in peace. Wow. C, sure, so as long as you get to get your day too. Or D, it depends.
A is great. I would marry someone who wants their time.
With no questions asked?
Yes.
So you want a hall pass? So you want a hall pass? You want a hall pass? You want a hall pass?
Y'all about to have it. It's not funny now moment. Like
as long as you keep your location on. Yeah, no question. Keep that location on.
Everything. You remember when you went to drink with some friends or whatnot?
Mm-hmm. But you knew I was. This one, it says a whole day with no questions asked.
What did we discuss? That you could do that. You could go and you're able to do that, but you check in at an appropriate time.
Why? There's no questions asked. Why I gotta check in? It's a whole day to themselves.
I guess I misunderstood the question.
All right,
maybe I misunderstood it.
It's okay. It's all right. I get it.
Hey,
no, I got him.
Say like I heard everything. All right, here. Would you marry someone whose only requirement was to have one day per week completely to themselves, away from you, and no questions asked about it? A, yes, that's reasonable. B,
no questions asked about that day. You said yes, but you just said yes, man.
Yes, I guess what I'm saying yes to is that you can have your day,
and no question. So that's a hall pass.
And you needed me to trust you for that day.
Okay.
What you out there doing? I don't think you're gonna do anything. You just need your time. She might be planning a surprise party for me, and she don't need me to be bothering her.
You think I'm gonna spend a whole day by myself spending a surprise party for you?
That's messed up. You have.
She said she the shit, Terry.
Yeah, she did. I don't agree with that one.
I ain't trying to be
I don't agree with that one. It ain't no yes for me.
Not a yes for Terry.
Not a yes for you. That's not a yes for both of us.
I might need my day to do what I need to do.
With no question asked?
With no questions asked to do what I need to do.
No, but he's saying that was the agreement. Yeah, whatever agreement, one day a week with no questions asked. So you want to do it one day a week with no questions asked? No, it wouldn't happen.
I'm gonna let y'all figure it
out. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna have my one day a week all pass. That's what it is. No question. I
didn't like that question.
Oh man, listen. Well, I really appreciate you again once y'all talking with us and allowing us into y'all world, into y'all marriage. We definitely appreciate it. Is there anything that you guys would like to offer up as maybe to some advice, some couples who are maybe looking to get married, or who are currently in marriage and may want to, maybe trying to navigate through some stuff. You guys, you ladies have any thoughts that you want to offer? Any advice?
I think just learning about this thing called marriage, and I'm my first time being married. Marriage is what you two make it. You're both individuals, but it's really what both of you make of it, and it's constantly evolving. And you have to decide how you want to create that marriage space. Mm-hmm. So, my advice to people would be don't try to compare yourself to somebody else's marriage or be your parents' marriage. Just make it what you want it to be.
What you want it to
what
be.
What do you need your partner? What do you need from your partner? What do you need from y'all being together? And y'all create it. Y'all make it.
What about you, Miss Terri?
Just be transparent. Just be transparent. 100%.
That's why you get married. Why you getting marriage to?
Because some people not even want to get married. But just be transparent. Communication is super, super important. And just have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, if I do like to pray things out, so I want to go ahead and close things out. Definitely, again, I want to appreciate you, ladies, for allowing us into your marriage, into your life, and giving us some insight. We definitely learned some things. I hope in the audience who's watching this or will watch this will learn some things from this. But we're going to close it out. Father, we just thanking you right now for this couple. We're just praying that you continue to bless them, that you have favor on their lives and the lives of people that they touch and impact. And we just thank you for this opportunity and this platform, Lord, that this also too may be able to reach the people who it needs to reach, and the people who have an ear to hear, please let them hear. And for that, we just thank you in the mighty name of Christ. All right.
Amen.
Amen. Well, that is it, ladies. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to close it there. I'll leave you in peace.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, we thank you guys for sticking around for another episode of Black Marriage Chronicles. It's funny now. That was Miss Bridget and Terri Porter. If you have any comments that you would like to leave below, please leave those below. We appreciate it. Anything, we would love to have them back on. So if you would like to see them back on the show, let me know. Just leave some comments or suggestions below, and then we'll get them back on the show and maybe ask some other questions or have another topic altogether. And again, have them back on. So if there's anything that you would like to see, leave us a comment below. We appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as well, and don't forget to like and share the page as well. So we want the channel to grow. We want to reach more couples, talk about other subjects. So yeah, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me. And with that, I'm gonna leave you in peace.